What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Universim Season 4 1.0 for release. So we are here on the moon because I got a warning as I logged in that there was no power, so I am dealing with that now. And by dealing with that, I am just using the lightning spell because why not? Plenty of creator points. It's very hard to actually use them because I've got points coming in from everywhere. It does actually happen at the same time, so you don't have to be on the planet to gain them, it looks like. Also, the unobtainium, you gain that regardless as well, so I do have unobtainium being mined on, I think, 3 planets, and I will get it over time. As soon as I've got enough of that, and I'm not sure what enough is, I believe so far I've got 6 Nuggetoids back at the main Alpha planet, Planet Alpha, and with that I will use them to do the next planet, as I said, hopefully more than 10. I'm hoping that it's going to be quite, not easy, but better because you don't need food and various other things. However, before we get into the game as fold, as I'm getting the unobtainium mined and just putting some trees down, there is a competition in this episode, and that is to win a copy of this game, or actually a £20 voucher, which will cover a copy of this game or a copy of another game if you already have it. And that is for you guys supporting me throughout the seasons so far. All you need to do is write in chat a magic word. The magic word is actually hidden within the video, and it's not that hidden. At some point, my Cosmodrome falls down. I build a new one and name it. All you got to do is put in the chat, what did I name it? Nice and simple, not a difficult word, not complicated, and you'll be entered in. Hopefully, depending on the uptake, it won't be more than 2 episodes before the winner is announced. And as I say, it'll be a voucher so that you can get this game if you don't have it, or if you do, you can get yourself something else or save it for another time. So again, just before we crack on, thank you for your support so far, and I hope it continues. Just bring you back here to the UI on the Crystal Planet, and it has been named Glycerin as per one of your comments in the chat, so thank you very much for that. Glycerin reminded them of a certain song which turned into sugar. Sugar is a crystal, crystal is the planet, therefore glycerin, why not? So, no other options, and there we go. That's named. Thank you very much. So, just jumped over to planet Kelvin, and there are some unobtainium extractors running. However, there isn't the resources or the fuels to run them, which is chemicals and fuel. So, I'm getting some of that over as well, and some steel as well, because we need that for other things. So I'm going to get that launched over from Planet Alpha, which is where everything is, because we've got plenty of resources there, thanks to Mini-Me. And yeah, once that arrives, these drills will start kicking in. I think there's 2 on this planet in total. But that's another 10 unobtainium, which of course is 10 Nuggetoids in total. And apparently my spaceport's on fire. That's terrifying. Thanks for warning me, guys. I probably should put some fire stations down now. I do have atmospheres, but meh. I fixed it, not a problem. So jumping over to the Lost Civilization, just to keep an eye on this as well. Everything looks okay so far. Buildings obviously do get built while you're not here, that's fine. Food is a little low, I'm not going to lie, 130. I mean, it's not the end of the world. So I thought, why not grab this giant whale thing, stingray, and just chuck it there. That will then turn into food. Unfortunately, it doesn't give much. It gives like 100, so that was disappointing. Yeah, quite disappointing, but it works, and it gives them some food, so it's an emergency, right? I can send over 1,000 food easily from, well, I think the maximum I can actually send, which is 80 kilos still, and that is about 800 food. So you can see I'm doing it with one of these giant things as well. As big and as scary as they may look, obviously for me, they're nothing. The 𝐿𝐷𝐿 harvesting thing, I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. It says they're waiting for something, but I'm not entirely sure what. 31 of the polluted waste that it creates. At 100 it dumps it. I'm just not sure where, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then the glass and the other things are coming in nicely. Obviously I'm not using any of that because there's nothing to build too much. If there is a town hall on this planet, which I believe there is, yeah. So it will build out the things that we need from there. Now I'm just trying to stretch ever so slightly more the realms of where we can travel, but it's not doing too great. Now, one thing to be careful of with this is the planets that I destroyed on the outskirts. If you destroy them all and you can't get to them and therefore you can't colonize them and then build the observatory to further explore, you will get stuck. So make sure you don't destroy all of the planets around the perimeter. The ones inside is not too bad because you've already got the perimeter ones, but yeah, you just need to make sure you don't destroy all the planets as such. Back at Planet Alpha, back at the start, we are going for an expedition now. This will take time, so I'll try and do a bit of a time-lapsey type skip thing. We're not going to watch it all because it takes forever. All I'm actually after is about 200 discovery points, though I will give you the spoiler that actually it takes so long that I gain them, most of them in time anyway, just by the... university and theatre. So yeah, it don't work out. I was hoping for an achievement if I got to the centre, but I don't get nowhere near there either. So far I've managed to get, this is the furthest I've managed to get, and you will see shortly, but it's still not far enough. I want to be able to get to the black sort of obsidian mantle or the core if it's possible. I'm assuming there's an achievement there, right? I don't know though. While that's happening, I might as well do something on this planet. Remember that I have had a bug. Twice it's caught me now, where I do an expedition, and then if I leave the planet to go to any other planet, it will reset the expedition. So I have to stay on this planet while doing this expedition, and I want it to complete. And then as soon as it's done, we'll do something a bit more exciting, like destroying a planet and or moving to another planet, or both. But for now, we just need to do a bit of work on this planet. So what I've done is just messing around really with a few things, but there were the fact that the airport and this hypertube wasn't built, and although I don't see the point in it per se, why not? So I've built an airport, and then I'm building a hypertube that goes to the main city to the airport. So if you want to get to the airport, you can fly in the hypertube and then into the airport and fly wherever you like. I'm still not sure there's any logic behind moving resources or people's or the nuggets travel, but it's there, and it's always nice to have the aeroplanes flying in the sky and the balloons and such. Just looks cooler for the visuals of the planet. Just bring you back for a natural disaster. Not very often I've seen these happen, actually. They're quite rare, and I'm not so sure that it actually bothers me in the slightest, because it's not going to be able to do too much damage. This one doesn't even get anywhere near me. Using the bubble deflects it, and then it deflects it all the way back to a lake. No damage, no people or nuggets injured. Yeah, just another blanketed disaster. As it stands, the volcano is probably the one that does the most damage to people and buildings. After all, I did say it was crap before. Well, it's come back with a vengeance in 1.0, because it does actually seem to do damage now and erupt a lot more often. Okay, so due to a very, very slight mishap with an engineer hut that was just slightly out of range, I lost my cosmodrome. So I need to build a new one, and it won't let me build it where the other one was for reasons. I'm assuming it's the road. I can't tell because I honestly don't know. So I'm going to build a new one here, and I'll put 2 of the engineer things around it to make sure that it definitely 100% doesn't fall down again. And there is also a fire station next door as well, just in case. Just seeing this building here, I wondered what it was. It's actually the rehabilitation centre in the space skin, so this is a new skin for the rehabilitation centre. Reminds me of the Millennium Dome in London, funnily enough. I'm sure there are other places as well, but it's very dome-like. Bit crap, but I mean, it looks better out of the snow skin, to be fair. Also, if you get your robots, as you just saw there, working in facilities, whether it be mines or anywhere, one of the Nuggetoids takes up all 3 slots of the workers. One Nuggetoid does the same amount of work as 3 nuggets when they are fully upgraded to level 4. So Nuggetoids are actually very, very powerful. Certainly are not more powerful than they were in beta. And yes, I'm skipping winter again because I'm sick of white. This is how far they got, or that's how far they got, depending on your depth, your perception here, and they're on the way back. So all I need to do is wait for them to get back. As soon as they do, we can actually move on and do something a bit more exciting with other planets. There's certainly more than I need there. At this point, I only needed 50, and you can see I've got 28. if I'm not mistaken, it gives me around 300, so a bit overkill. Now remember, you can still use them for the observatories and use that to look at space, so at least it's not wasted now, the points from the discovery points. You can use them for other things after the fact. Coming back, as you can see, we've got many rockets going into space, or it looks like. Now these are from the cemeteries. This is what we do with our dead now. We put them in a capsule and shoot them into space. I'm not sure what happens after that, and we don't see space, so I imagine that we've got loads of tin cans floating around the orbit of our planet, lest they actually are supposed to like blow up or something when they're in space. Not entirely sure. Sounds like a terrible solution to me. I think cremating them was much better and much more useful, but I am not a nuggetologist, so, you know, I'll go with what they set it up to be, and off to space they shall go. Still waiting for the expedition, so just picking up some of these magical resource boxes, magic boxes. They can research them if they like. I am not going to open them though. Any and all will be scrapped. I'm missing, I think, 1 or maybe 2 of the legendary buildings, and I'm not that fussed. It's certainly not worth risking the poison release, not with the population that I have. I certainly wouldn't be able to heal it in time. I mean, 1,272 nuggets. That's quite significant, right? Okay, so Lost Civilization has an issue with no drinking water now. I don't believe it, because it said that before. And, of course, it well, I got there and there was no issue. So, as it stands, I'm not going to rush, though I can't anyway, because, again, until the expedition process has finished, I can't leave the planet, or at least I can, but I didn't, on the basis that I don't want to reset that expedition when it's very close to finishing. So it's very close to finish now, but I haven't actually updated you on the viewers nuggets in a while, so here we are with the hearts putting it in order. So you can see the eldest is 690 Sky Fury there, Joanna Loki in the 690s, Ricky Du Bois, and then the Row, I believe that's how you pronounce it, family coming in strong straight after. As far as I'm aware, I've not lost anybody yet, but I could be wrong. My brain is slightly like a sieve. There is Sam and Solrim as well. So 690 is the current maximum I've got to, with the population pushing 1,346 nuggets in total on this planet only. And there goes the expedition. You can see I've gone up to 394 discovery points. So we gained 360 from the expedition. And there is the last research complete, which is gutting the fish research, which is really strange to be the last research. But anyway, I am disappointed. I was expecting an achievement there and I didn't get one. So, Newha is salty, but it's fine, because the salt can go with the fish that we just researched, right? With that done, we can leave the planet. We do have the spaceship, or the rocket, ready to go in the Cosmodrome, that was renamed. And we also have Mini-Me, the planet cracker, waiting on a planet that I don't want to go to. So I sent it there, and we'll get some resources. Here we are, cool looking planet. The trees look like wizard hats or flamingos or many other things that you can think of. But unfortunately, this can only mean one thing, and here is the boss. The boss says no. Now, in terms of resources, now I am going for something a bit more simplistic, and that is the iron directly. So just iron, because I've increased the infrastructure back on the main planet for steel. So we can go for iron here. It does take a long ass time, so it won't for you, but yeah, it takes a long ass time. And that planet didn't look great when we left, but never mind, it's on his way back, and in the meantime we're going to get the actual rocket launch to the new destination. Between these two, eeny, meeny, miny, yeah, we're going to go with the top one, I think. Not sure what we're going to get here. It does say rich resources, full oxygen, and about half water. Other than that, not sure. There's no fancy name on it. It's called betas and then numbers, so I'm not expecting to get anything other than a fancy looking planet. It may or may not have wizard hat trees, who knows. And then I was trying to sneak in there before the doors closed, but they wouldn't let me in. Bouncer said no. And Mini-Me, the Planet Cracker, landing, as always, with a good old bounce. We'll get that unloaded, and that takes our total iron to 6,788. That and the gas, which we're okay for at the minute, it's about 1,600. Make steel, I mean, we're okay for steel as well. There is nothing else to upgrade. So resources now are irrelevant to a point on this planet. You do need them for like the hydro colliders and things like that, and just running other buildings. But the idea is this is my central location, and then I'll send it to the planets as and if when we need it. So far I'm only really sending food because the infrastructure on the other planets doesn't make any sense because there's no new plants or anything nor fauna to learn. So right, so we're back on the Lost Civilization planet where I was getting that warning about the water, and I'll be honest, as I expected, they're fine. You can see the water's fine. Whether it wasn't and it is now, don't know, but it certainly looks fine now. So I'm just going to chuck a couple of trickle spells over the reservoirs. They aren't full in terms of drinking water, but they wasn't empty. So I'll just do that on a couple of them to make sure they've got plenty, and then we can move away. You did see a pop up there that the rocket has landed at the new planet, so let's go and take a look at what we're dealing with there. Remember that the rocket sent is only Nuggetoids. There are no nuggets. It does say you need to take 5, but if you select 5 Nuggetoids, that counts too. So we sent 14 Nuggetoids to populate this coming up planet. No nuggets at all. So welcome to this new planet, and with this planet I receive yet another achievement. I'm not sure if it's already popped up or it will do, but this will be the 10th planet we have colonized, though it's a bit confused because it counts planets that you destroy as colonized also. So this will be the 10th planet we visited, is really what that achievement should say. As always, I am looking for the largest body of water. Now, there's a lot of things I want to learn here, actually, in terms of populating the planet. Food should be irrelevant. Oh, there it goes. Global expansion. Yeah, so food should be irrelevant. Water is only required for the buildings, not the Nuggetoids. Power is more critical because they need to recharge. Graveyards I shouldn't need because, well, the Nuggetoids don't die, and if they do, they wouldn't go to a graveyard anyway. The downside here is that we've got 14. We can't get any more. Now we can make more Nuggetoids and send them over, and this planet is going to be Nuggetoids only. So think of a name in the chat if you would for this planet. It's very red. It's got some new animals as well that I've not seen before, though the names are crap because it just says wolf, I believe. But it's a nice planet. The trees look fantastic. The floor is very red, but this planet is Nuggetoids only. So think of a name around sort of that sort of area. I'm putting down everything that we need to. We need an engineer's hut. Of course, the Nuggetoids will run that. I am putting down a reservoir and a water pump. And there you go, it's wolf, but they are obviously not the wolves from the main planet. It looks like some sort of flying, terrifying pink wolf. But yeah, they're new, but they've not bothered changing the name. Very nice. But yeah, so I'm putting down the water because you need it for the buildings. The power is required for the buildings as well. This place, you could already knock down the shuttle. You could scrap it straight away. I'm not going to because it's giving 40 power for free. And to be honest, power is the most important thing for this planet. I expect some good names from you. So don't let me down, guys. Don't let me down. But yeah, the first thing I built was the battery, obviously. Then I'm going to charge that with my lightning to make sure that they're sorted. And then I've chucked down the windmills as well. You'll notice they are silly fast at doing everything. They're ripping down the forest and getting all of these buildings built immediately. It's insane how quick your civilization grows using Nuggetoids only. What will be next? Maybe a Nuggetoid army would be good for a huge planet to actually send the resources to your main planet so that you don't need to be doing that. I don't know. But so far it was quite fun to use them because they really did tear up the resources. So still on the Nuggetoid planet, and we are received a message there. You can see Kelvin has 0 food. So nice and easy. You click Kelvin to make sure that's where you're going to. And then from Planet Alpha, I want to send 1,000, which it caps at 800 food. Job's a good 'un. Now we can not worry about it. Planet Alpha will send Planet Kelvin the food that they need and nobody will die. And we can carry on here. As you notice, at night time, the floor turns purple. So a very unique planet. Nice to see. And again, I can make this Nuggetoid work in the engineer sort, no problem, so that nothing falls down. But we are at time, so I'm going to end the episode here. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, there is a linked to my community page on YouTube to send you to 𝐷𝐿 for Season 5. So you pick every option for Season 5. Whichever one of them options get the most votes is what I'm going to use for Season 5. You can make it harder or easier. It is entirely up to you. Also, after Season 5, I'll be looking at doing a Twitch stream as well where you can interact live. So let me know if you're interested in that or not. Lastly, remember that there is a competition in this episode, and it has happened. All you need to do is tell me what did I name the Cosmodrome in this episode. Put that in the comments of this video, and the lucky winner will receive a £20, not sure what that converts to for your countries, voucher for Steam, which is enough to buy this game or one like it if you already have it. On that note, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments are welcome as always. Subscribe for more. Join us on Discord. Take care. Goodbye.